What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk to you about Opendoor. I want to go over some of the data points latest in SEC filings and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So Opendoor had a kick-ass day today. Went up 21.49%, 669 the low, 812 the high. And even during the overnight trading, we are seeing it up about 2.89%, sitting at 820. A lot of volume, mind you, during the overnight trading. So today was epic, and tomorrow looks like it's going to continue that good momentum, largely because of what did come out. So there was a couple SEC filings that came out today, and I did a video earlier in the morning where I went over what was really influencing Opendoor, what was happening at the time, and since then a lot of things actually came out. So starting off midway throughout the day at 12:56, there was a 13G that came out, which did kind of point to good old Goldman Sachs right up here did increase their position to 38.5 million. Previously they had 4.9 million. That is huge, and I'd much rather see Goldman Sachs increase their position than, for instance, BlackRock. A lot of people always overhype BlackRock, but unfortunately they do tend to buy stock just to lend out. So I think in general, seeing Goldman increasing their position is A+. So I love to see that. At that came out midway throughout the day. And then over and above that though, you also did have a Form 144, which did signal that Sydney, who is a officer, intends on selling 155,000 shares on November the 11th. This is where some people find issues with this. I personally don't. A lot of officers, directors, this is how they get paid, so I'm not really concerned whatsoever. And you have to keep in mind, there's always blackout periods. So at the end of the quarter, until the company unveils their earnings, no insiders can buy or sell unless you kind of plan it in advance through, I think it's a 10b5-1 trading plan. But this is why we did see a couple 144s did come out. So 144 on November the 6th, as well as after hours today. Nothing really too crazy in my opinion, and like I said, I think this is generally how they get paid. And then speaking of blackouts, you did have Kaz say something pretty epic on Twitter today, and so we might be seeing some Form 4 come out potentially over the next couple of trading days. So Kaz at 3:01 said this: "I will talk about Opendoor's product frequently and its stock rarely. That's because it's my job to build the product and the company, and that will have good secondary outcomes. Tomorrow is my first day I'm allowed to buy Opendoor. So again, because of the blackout, and my family is buying $1 million at the open." So that is huge, insanely huge. And I think generally the only other CEO that I've seen openly use their own money to buy the stock, or I guess their family, is SoFi, who also has a very good CEO. So this is one thing, even leading into Opendoor's earnings, I said that most likely a lot of the key metrics were not going to be that great, but Kaz as CEO, I think he's going to be that massive catalyst, because he kind of gives that same vibe that Vlad does from Robinhood, and both are very innovative and think outside the box. Market loves that type of CEO, and so I think in general this is huge. And not only that, but at the very beginning, this kind of sentence: "I will talk about Opendoor's product frequently." So I think by him saying that, it kind of gave me more Roaring Kitty type of vibes. And for those of you that, again, have watched a lot of my videos, some people like Eric, some people don't. And I'm talking about Eric Jackson, mind you. He is all over the place. He, I think, was trying to be more of a Roaring Kitty type of individual. He just isn't. He's not that type of person. Roaring Kitty is exactly what this sentence says. He talks about how a stock is being innovative, how it's thinking outside the box, and how arguably it's technically the stock is just undervalued. Doesn't talk about manipulation this, manipulation that, and all the fun jazz. Just says, hey, you know what? I like the stock. That is it. So I think Kaz is going to be a massive catalyst for Opendoor, and that is going to draw in a lot more institutions. So let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. So like I said, I think we should be seeing a Form 4 showing that Kaz did buy 1 million shares. Or I guess if it's his family that's actually buying it, we might not see a Form 4 based on that. But still, it is what it is. If he's saying that, and then it's it's accurate, because you have to factor in that Opendoor did actually put out that official 8K. Anything Kaz says on his Twitter and other socials is considered news. So this is huge news. And yeah, if the CEO is buying at this price, real question is, why the hell aren't you? So you do with that information what you will. Aside from that, shorts did increase 1.36 million shares. No different than what I mentioned in my early morning video. Shorts were really trying to slow the progress of Opendoor. I don't know if it's going to be really working too well for them, but still 22.53% of the free floats being shorted works to be 161.19 million shares overall being shorted. Couple of key levels to watch for tomorrow, with it at 797. That's where it closed at, and then of course 8 something after hours during the overnight. 790 is going to be that key pivot, and then 922. So definitely things are going to be very hot, most likely on Tuesday. And so yeah, let me know your general thoughts on Opendoor. Are you buying? Are you selling? And for those of you that are not buying, real question is, if Goldman Sachs is buying, Kaz is buying, why aren't you? So let me know your kind of viewpoint on that. One final thing, pop over to my Patreon if you're looking for some solid buy signals on stocks, options, crypto. Put out daily day trades, numerous swing trades, worthwhile to pop over there and check that out. With all that said, appreciate all of you watching.